this first workshop was looking at weight distribution and how we transfer our weight. We did exercises in the beginning where we were just doing it on our own. Maybe we were doing it in a side step where we would transfer 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 to be able to lift and back. And in the walk, we worked with it on a rock step. Our slow rock step is standard kind of between 60 and 80 and back. Kind of looks like this. Womp, womp, womp. It's really nice. But the effect we were trying to create was one where we really ease into it. So from here, I get really grounded on my standing leg. I don't go for a huge extension because that's not what I'm looking for. And I go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And we play with it here. Easing. And this is that moment where you should be just like, really listening and checking in, not knowing. Really finding each other there in the rock step. Transitioning that into the walk is the same. This is my regular rhythmic heavy walk. And then creating the power. We just practiced a really powerful step with the left for the leaders. And then creating the contrast. Here we ease, ease, ease. And then the storm starts a brewing. Powering up the standing leg. Those are the two that we're looking for. Did you do anything else in that class?
No.
You just incorporated it over
For the followers, it's important to maintain a really tangible connection with your leader. So I'm actually pushing against his movement. It's like I'm trying to hold back a river because he is moving in this direction and I'm standing there like, no, not yet. Basically, this is just to facilitate feeling exactly what he's trying to lead. Because when he's being so subtle as to change his weight 10% of the time, I need to be focused. So my eyes are closed. I'm pushing against him enough to really feel when he's going to change direction, how much weight he wants on this foot. And when he goes into the power step, I can feel when he's building up that tension. And I put the last 20% of my weight into him in oppositional direction so that when he does the power step, I can stay with him from beginning to end.
All right, thank you guys. So Volcada's asking the follows to put the hands on the leader's chest. The leader's just supporting her gently with the elbows here. Taking a side step, and as I'm shifting into cross system, moving my right shoulder a little more towards her. I've now shifted into cross system. Both our weight are on our right. I'm taking a small diagonal step back, but leaving my chest behind to support her, and easing onto that back foot. Zoom. As I ease back, her free leg is reflective of how much of her axis I'm asking for. My foot kind of mirrors hers in coming back, and then we return together. Whoa. This happens on 4 beats. Beat, 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 beat. All right? We're thinking pendulum. We never want to hang out in that moment too long. In close embrace, it's the same. 1. 1, 1, and 1.
For followers, I'm trying to push down on his shoulder with my arm as if I'm getting out of a pool so that the energy goes straight into his feet and I don't feel heavy pushing back against him. I'm also taking care to maintain the turnout in my standing leg so that I don't collapse into my hip. And I maintain a connection with him.
I don't want to rush her out of this. Remember, I'm using the kickstand. I'm not pushing all my weight forward and getting right into the next step. We're arriving and I'm returning her to her axis here. And then we can go. Very balanced, very strong. Dessert item. would be to play with that free leg by arriving leaders, but not nearly as much before. I've only got about 40% of my weight, and then coming back, and then go. If you really want something to practice, you can just look at this and try to break it down. The idea would be to touch and unwrap. So we've got a lot of ways we can go with this Volcada, but for now, should we go? Any last thoughts for the follows? Maybe that free leg exercise?
Right, so to help free up this leg, you need to keep the rest of your body engaged so that you can isolate this hip to be able to release it so that you're not controlling it. So think about doing something like this, where you're using the opposition in your upper body to drive this. I'm not doing this with my leg, or controlling it in any way. I am using the momentum in my upper body to oppose the movement and practice releasing this leg on both sides.
So intro into varitas and paradas with the Passata. So working on the elements of the side step, we have an extension, right, sinking down, lily padding out. A transfer, pushing off and arriving, and nothing collects until we go up. This is what leads the collection. From there, back step. Zoom, wump, bump. Once we've arrived here, she's not going to collect. It's very simple for me to just get my foot right in there. If you feel like it's too much of a stretch, you can lead a bit of the collection and find her there. From there, we come all the way up to a standing straight leg. And then I'm not leading her to stay connected to my foot. My embrace stays still as I come out of that little sandwich, and then we can take the back step together. So again, once those feet are connected, when the follow feels that, it's like Velcro. She stays connected. But I'm still leading with my chest. So it's both. Then we can do it slowly and back out. Or we can go dun, 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 dun. Apparently he's allergic. You don't have to do it. This one's like cats. You never know. Alright. So from there, we worked on the elements of the Parada here. So leaders, I'm weightless. I'm weightless on my right. I'm bringing my left shoulder out and around. There's a tautness in the embrace. There's a flexibility in this, in the closed side, right? A willingness to roll. As I turn, she's pivoting on the ball of her foot, and we're redefining this relationship. So it's perpendicular and really comfortable. I'm bringing a bit of my weight forward. Then I'm opening my left shoulder and transferring my weight back to my left. She steps, I step as she pivots and shifts back in the parallel system, and we go. Vroom. 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 Boom. Vroom. A little bit for the follows, maybe.
So for the followers, I'm keeping the standing leg energized. Whether it's the first leg that he leads me into for the pivot of the Parada, I am maintaining an energy in here to keep the alignment between my hip, knees, and ankles so that I don't sickle inward and do a crossover like that. I am maintaining this energy so that I can do a full pivot and step out. And as I step out, same thing. Transfers the energy from one standing leg into the next one so that I can do a pivot and maintain turnout.
Like cats.